I can see you. What are you going to do?
I know.
You will?
Oh, maybe it's on delay.
No. None of us are.
It's not?
John is watching. There we go.
It is. It's on delay. Look at that.
Is it really?
Yeah, because look, I'm doing this. I'm raising my hand. Watch this.
Wow. Chris Van Orden's watching? Mm. What's that, Maynard?
Yeah.
We're up to 3 watchers. And that'll show up like 20 minutes from now.
Yeah.
Can they hear us? I don't want the volume.
No,
That's
no.
definitely bad.
Can we get a thumbs up if you can hear us?
What's up to 4 watchers? Elizabeth.
Yeah, we got thumbs up.
Cool.
What does it say?
Elizabeth just joined. Yep, John gave us a thumbs up. Chris gave us a thumbs up.
Cool.
Actually, I don't type. You just say hello.
Hello.
When the time starts. Right. Yeah, we have 3 watchers. 4 watchers. You want to get started? Or?
Yeah.
All right.
It doesn't matter.
Cool. Hey everybody, welcome to the premiere episode of On the Meter with Mike and Brian.
Hello. How are you? So this show we're going to do once a month, and we're going to spotlight somebody in the music industry, whether it's going to be a band, we might have a label on, we might have a booking agent, certain venues. So if you are in a band, if you are like in PR or multimedia or a venue and you want to be on our show, we'd love to have you. Just direct message us through Facebook and we'll get a hold of you.
Great. Well, let's get the show started.
Yep.
This week we have a special guest, and it's our buddies and best friends and all that good stuff. American Road, we got Chris and John. Come on, Chris, John, come on out.
Hey, thanks for
Hey,
coming.
how are you? Thanks for coming to my house.
Thanks for having us in your house.
How you guys doing down here?
Thanks for having us.
We just thought we'd sneak in through the window there, but so you better do better security around here.
Yeah.
All right, part of the premise of the show is what we're going to do is when we get these people on, we're going to ask them all kinds of questions, try to get some more information on the music industry, so you people out there, everybody who out there is listening, can learn a little bit more about the music industry or learn more about the bands that they like, that kind of thing. So, without further ado, I'm going to start out with the first question. Chris, one of the questions I get asked all the time is, how the heck did we meet? Did we just bang into each other on the street? How did it happen?
Well, actually, the whole band came together through Craigslist, believe it or not. I put an ad up about a year and a half ago now. Singer-songwriter looking to start country rock band. And I was looking for guitar, bass, keyboards, anything just to get started. I had a bunch of songs that didn't have music yet. And I was just looking to put together the right musicians to get the right music to the songs I had. Mike answered first. We met at a place on a parkway.
Leave it at that. We don't want to get into sordid details about that.
You guys got to wait for the book for the rest of it. But Mike and I hit it off, and I invited him down to the house and said, I have a bunch of songs that don't have music, but I could sing all the lyrics to you. And he sat right in this other room and took out this book, which we like to call the Bible. We got our book, had all our songs in it. And I said, just pick one and I'll sing it to you. And he flipped open, he goes, what's this one sound like? And I started singing it. And he stopped and he went to flipped a couple pages and said, what's this one sound like? And I sang that one. And he went to a third one, he goes, what's this one sound like? And I started singing that one, and he closed the book and he just sat there for a second, and I thought, I lost him. He's not interested. And he stood up and he put his hand out and he said, and I said, remember, you said, I answered a lot of ads and you were the first guy I met who who said that they could write, that can actually write. Whatever you want to do, I'm with you. And from right then and there, it was Mike and I the whole time. We went through about 9 guitar players, at least 9, all different shapes and sizes, personalities and styles. But the first guy we found was our friend Jeff Martin, bass player from up near Mike, talented guy. Keyboards, sang a little bit, played a little guitar, great ear. And the 3 of us, Mike, Jeff, and I, started putting the songs together a little bit, and couldn't find a guitar player. Had ads out, whatever. And John over there answered an ad, and John's very soft-spoken. If he says anything tonight, I'll be surprised. Became friends on Facebook, and I remember he put a couple little videos up of just him fooling around, noodling around on the guitar. And the first video I saw, I said, that's the guy. I said, that's the guy we've been looking for. I called Mike. I said, this guy is going to be the one we needed. And we had him come up to Jeff's house. And that first night, we knew it was, that we were rolling. We were going in the right direction. A little bit of time went on. Jeff turned out, he was in a bunch of different bands. That's what he did to make his money. So he was like in 3 or 4 different bands, cover bands, playing all around. And he basically just said, look, I don't have the time to commit to an original band right now. I like what you're doing. I like your songs. I like everybody in the band. But I just physically can't do it. So he bowed out. And personally, I was pretty devastated. I thought, oh, great. I just thought we were starting to go. And I felt like we took 2 giant steps backwards. So now we put ads up for a bass player. And 2 guys called on the same day. There was a guy, Joe, and there was this guy, Brian. And I think Joe called me and Brian called you.
Yeah.
Okay. So we kind of played phone tag a little bit, and we were having practices on Tuesday at John's house. And I asked Joe, and I said, do you want to come to practice? And he's like, he goes, I listened to it a few times. I don't really think it's for me. I was like, all right. I wasn't going to beg anybody. I called Brian. Mike gave me Brian's number. I called Brian, introduced myself. I said, hey, we're having a practice Tuesday night. Can you make it? And Brian's like, yeah, I'll be there. I said, all right. I gave him John's address, whatever. He showed up, brought all his gear with him, went down in the Barbie basement, and we set up. And, I didn't know what to expect. I looked at Mike. Mike didn't know what to expect. And I said, Brian, what song you want to do? And we had sent him I Dream in Country, An American,
You and
I Are Country. And we're like, well, what one you want to do first? And he's like, I don't care. And I thought he was just going to kind of like, oh, this one goes like this, right? This one goes like this. We went into You and I Are Country, and he knew every part, every break. He played it like he's been playing it for years. After the first song, I looked at Mike, and I was like, pretty cool, right? And Mike's like, yeah, all right, let's do You and I Are Country. Again, right into it, flawless. Played it perfect. It sounded like we had been together for months instead of an hour. And he's been like that ever since. It's just the 4 of us with the system we got, showing up with new lyrics and singing it. I'll sing it to John maybe first, and he'll kind of flesh it out a little bit, and then we bring it to practice with Mike and Brian, and it all just falls together. Man, I talk a lot.
Well, that was good. No, it was very good. Good. Boosted my ego a lot there.
Where's my water?
So, a question that I always get is, where did the name American Road come from?
Good question.
Thank you. So this is to either one of you guys, if you want to answer. I mean, you guys were the founding fathers of this.
I'll take part of it, Chris.
Yeah,
take part of it. I mean, Chris and I were knocking around names when we were talking, after we both.
Since we first met, yeah.
And we were like, well, how about this? How about that? And there was this one name that I had sitting in a little book that I had on my desk of possible band names, and it, when we started talking about what we were doing,
all planned out.
I did. But anyway, when I just thought it fit perfectly for what we were trying to do. We're trying to write songs about America, about everybody's lives in America, and everybody has a road that they travel on, from the day they're born till till they leave this planet. And I just thought American Road, what a better name for a band that, with the type of stuff that Chris was writing. I thought it'd be a great name. Brought it to Chris. He goes, you know what? That's a great name. He loved it. He talked to a couple other people, right? And
Yep. It was accepted. It fits. It's simple. It's memorable, and it just gives the feeling of what we're trying to do. So it fit us. It was good. So there it was.
Thank you.
Right, now the
So
tough
enjoy
questions come out. No, not so tough. Start with John. John, so who are your idols in music? You know, who do you look up to? Who drives you to be a better guitar player?
That's a tough one. There's probably hundreds of guitar players I like, or at least I can probably name 20 or 30. If I had to pick one single player that probably influenced me the most, I would have to say Jimmy Page. As much as I love country music, I love lots of different styles of music. If I had to pick one above all else, I think I'd have to pick Jimmy Page.
I don't think anybody would fault you with that.
What band is he in?
Who's in Prince?
Oh,
Prince. Oh yeah.
Good answer. Good answer.
Chris, how about you? Who inspires you?
I listen to everything. I was always a lyric guy. So if it was a good song and it had a good story or gave a good feel, I liked it. I dance. I mean, anything. I listened to so much growing up. Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Beatles, Elvis Presley, Kiss, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Bon Jovi, Tyler Farr, Brad Paisley, Blake Shelton. I mean, just if it made me feel something, I liked it. I mean, Freddie Mercury. I mean, his voice to this day is, in my opinion, so unique. And I mean, you hear other people sing his songs, and you're like, oh, that's cool. You know, whether it's George Michael or Adam Lambert, both phenomenal singers. Then you hear the original, and you're like, wow, that's amazing. You know, and nowadays with all the things coming out, you know, the studio tracks with just the vocals, with no music behind it, and you hear exactly the control he had, and the range, and just the power and the feeling. It was amazing. But as far as I would pick him to be my favorite just because he was so different and so unique. I mean, obviously I don't sing anything like him. It wouldn't fit what we're doing anyway. But as far as what he brought to the stage, I don't think any frontman really comes. I don't want to say comes close to him, but I definitely think he's the top. I mean, there's great frontmen out there. You know, David Lee Roth, Elvis Presley. I mean, those guys could work a stage. But there was something to me that was really unique and special about Freddie Mercury. As far as songwriters, being that I'm the primary songwriter, I would say Paul McCartney. That feel, you know, I mean, he gets picked on for doing a lot of love songs, but there's no feeling out there stronger than love and more important than love. Whether it's love of a family member or a wife or husband or a child, or a love of country, freedom, of music. I just think love is the strongest emotion, and a lot of the songs we come up with, a lot of my lyrics focus around that because I think it's the most relatable that most people can adhere to. And I don't write songs and say, oh, let's write this because it'll reach this group, or let me write this because someone might like this. Depending on my mood, I've got sad songs, I've got happy songs. It's just whatever comes out. I wear my heart on my sleeve. These guys all know that. You get to know us more. You guys will learn that. I write from the heart, hoping to touch yours. I didn't know I was going to say something.
Since we are interviewing American Road, I'm going to ask Brian. Brian, who are your idols?
I would say you guys. I'm not trying to just schmooze. No, but honestly, like you guys make me play better. You guys make me play better. No, you do. Because I know. No, because when I play, I attack the bass like percussively. So you and me lock in really easily. I play the bass like I'm playing the drums on the bass. So you guys are definitely, and I try to flow in between what you're doing and what you're doing, and even when you're vocalized, I try to add a little bit of that in there. So definitely, I'm not even joking about that. I know I make a lot of jokes, but I mean that. So
we don't know when he's serious.
Yeah, you never know if I'm serious or not.
Like right
I'm
now.
I'm serious right now, man. I'm trying to be on. No.
Serious?
Oh no.
So these guys, I like Flea a lot. He's one of my favorite players, but I don't incorporate any kind of that. I know every Chili Pepper song, but I don't really incorporate any of that style into my playing. John Paul Jones, James Jamison. I like all the old 70s and 60s bass lines and Yeah, that kind of stuff, and just the fists, and then they're rocking off the fists, and I do little things off that. So,
No theory.
sorry, I'm a little bit of theory head sometimes.
Wow.
Once in a while, I got theory. How about you?
I grew up with all kinds of music in my house growing up with, as a kid. I mean, my mother would listen to Motown and dance music. My father was a huge country fan, so there was, Johnny Cash and Hank Williams and all that old stuff. And then, of course, being a teenager and stuff like that, all my friends were listening to rock and roll and stuff like that. So to me, it's whatever drummers made me feel something in the beat of what they were playing. I was never a guy who liked players of any ilk that overplayed. I always like people who play to the music and make it feel something.
Fit the song.
Yeah, exactly. Fit the song. So, I mean, I love Neil Peart. Rod Morgenstein. I mean, so many guys that I love. They're phenomenal drummers, but I guess I have a special place in my heart for Peter Criss, and I know he's not the greatest drummer in the world, but he was a solid drummer, played to the songs, and made me want to become a drummer way back when I was a little kid, and I was watching Kiss, on TV on a Halloween special, and
Tom Kirshner's rock concert.
Some of the simple, like you talk about the simple drum beat or whatever like that. But some of the best songs have the simplest things. Like if you think about like Running with the Devil,
yep.
I think I could teach you that bass line, the beginning of that bass line in 3 seconds. Right. Freaking awesome.
But it fits the song.
It fits the song. They play within the song. It sounds great. Drums, guitar.
Chris brought up Queen before. I mean, We Will Rock You. I mean, is there an easier drum beat
I can
in the
even
world?
play that.
But it fits the song and it makes you feel something, and it empowers you. So yeah, that's my guys.
So we've had a lot of great memories this year. Memories that we've shared on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those things. But Chris, what has been your favorite memory, either at a show or at practice or just hanging out with us? What's been your favorite memory so far?
My favorite thing about this, and it's not a one memory, it happens, thankfully, on almost a regular basis. When I come up with an idea, if I'm at work and I'm driving around, like today I was working on a song called Life is Hard, look for it, it's coming out. And I get the melody line down, whatever song it may be, I'm just using that because that was today. But I'll come up with a melody line and I sing it over and over and over until I get it where it sounds like a song. And I'll either bring it to practice or I bring it to John and say, this is what I got, what do you think? And we'll start going. After you guys hear it, or all of us get together and we're at practice and we run through it rough, the second or third time, there's a moment when all of a sudden it sounds like a song. It's not done, and it still needs work, but it's in order. It's put together, and all of a sudden that idea that I wrote on a napkin or I wrote on a piece of scrap paper, it becomes a song. That to me, that is the greatest thing about this. I mean, playing live and meeting people is cool. When we opened for Tyler Farr at Starling Ballroom, when that movie screen goes up and there was 1,800 people standing there, that was pretty cool.
Yes, you did.
No, but I gotta say one thing cool about all of us, and what makes the process easier is, everybody has egos, right? But we all work together cohesively for the song. So you'll say, "Oh, Brian, try this," or I'll say, "Hey, Chris, try this," or we've done it to you too as well, and you've done it to us in drumming. And
if it works, if it makes the song better, we don't have a problem with doing that,
yeah.
because that's the bottom line, is making the song as good as it can be.
Yeah.
Every band should be like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm probably, and I'll admit it because I'm the most honest in the band too. I am the hardest when it comes to that, because 99% of the time I start it. And I'll hear it in my head, and I want that feeling to come across, or that idea to come across, and it's never been lost. Like I've heard Brave and Free is another song we're working on, and I mean it's a great song. I love it, and I spend a lot of time before I bring it to these guys. I spend a lot of time on the words, making sure they're going right or going, they're working. And it was one night, and Mike was like, "Oh, I don't think that fits. Instead of baseball, you should change it to basketball." And I didn't. And I don't know if you guys saw it on my face, but I was just like, "Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work, Mike. Because if you listen, it really worked." And and we tried it, And it came back to baseball. And when you hear the song, you'll understand it. But
Was it really basketball?
yeah, it was something like, oh, I don't think that fits. And I'm like, of course it fits. I wouldn't bring it to you if it didn't fit.
That's true.
But like Brian said, nobody in the room has a problem bouncing off ideas like, oh, try this instead, or instead of coming in here, come in here. And if it's better, you know, if we all like it better, it stays. And I'm happy with everything so far. So far, so good.
So, John, what has been your favorite memory so far since we've been together? Not you and I.
Chris hit on a good one. When we're working on a song, we're writing a song, and we get together and we practice it, and you could really feel it start to come together. All the parts come together, and the song is more than the sum of its parts. You get a feeling. You just can't describe it. It's just one of those. It's the
like
greatest
that
feeling
first
you can
kiss.
have when you're playing music, and that happens a lot. So that's definitely one of my favorite moments. I have two others. Another one was the trip to Wildwood. I just have that whole weekend.
The trip was fun. The experience.
Well, you can leave that part out. But the whole weekend it was a cool road trip. It was a lot of fun hanging out. A lot of good memories from that weekend.
More than
And-
Nashville.
Well, Nashville was
Nashville was a lot of fun, even though I was on death's door.
I don't.
That's
right.
That's going to be in the book also.
That's another story.
Nobody else got sick.
Um,
Nobody else got sick. That was good.
bad.
And then the Tyler Farr show at the Starland. That has to be
that's
one
the
of
top one right now.
ones. Looking out
For
that
now.
crowd, getting to play there, that was great.
I mean, like,
Two to jump out. I mean, obviously the songwriter. Anytime people like your music is just amazing. But one of the ones that really jumped out at me and really floored me was we had just finished recording our demo, our EP, and Chris was like, somebody over at Thunder is interested in hearing what we got. So I sent him an advance copy of our song "You and I Are Country."
On a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday. Had no expectations. He just wanted to hear it. We were thinking maybe Thunder would want to use this for a show or something like that, and they wanted to hear what we had. Well, we got a text on Wednesday, was it?
Thursday.
Thursday. We're going to play your song, You and Our Country, on Thunder 106 FM on the High Octane Show on Friday night.
Our buddy Chris Van Zandt.
Chris Van Zandt. And it was that night. I didn't sleep much Thursday night into Friday, and then Friday at work just dragged forever, just the anticipation of what was going to go on. And I'll just never forget sitting there. I had the computer on because I'm not in the Thunder 106 listening area, unfortunately. But with the miracle of technology today, you can listen on the computer. So I streamed it, and when he did the talk, he kept talking about how he's going to play us.
Coming up next.
And I was like, I can't believe, here it is. It's our first EP. We hadn't even done a show yet, and Chris put our song on the radio. And when it came on, I was just floored. It was just amazing.
right after Jason Aldean, She's Country.
Yeah. That's right.
That song ended, and he came on and goes, "Okay, as promised, hometown band right out of Rocky Hill, New Jersey. Check it out, Thunder 106. This is American Road." And you hear your name, and then you hear your music, and then you hear your voice. It was amazing. That was very cool.
It was crazy, and it was on but he played it 14 weeks in a row on his show. I mean,
very cool.
I was just floored. I mean, no one never had that kind of success before, and I've been doing music a long time, and to have that happen just floored me. And that's definitely one of my favorite moments of 2016.
We have that intro on SoundCloud.
We
right?
do. We have the whole
You
thing.
can check it out. Look it up.
Look it up on
the
SoundCloud.
best
We're not
part,
lying.
and it's part of one of my favorite memories was texting all of you when we were waiting for it to come on, and I'm at my computer, cause I'm like the tech geek, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna record it on my computer, and he's like, American Road. I'm like, oh, and he's like, next. I'm like, oh, American Road's coming up. Oh, and I kept on wanting to press a space bar, and I actually recorded every.
Toyota commercial.
Yeah, it was like Toyota or Route 46.
He remembers the commercial. And
Oh,
everything
it's
that
awful.
led
It was awful. It killed me. And then everybody texting each other and that conversation. We had absolute blast on the ice. I don't think I went to bed till about 4 in the morning or something.
Oh yeah, forget it. Sleep.
It was amazing.
That didn't happen that night either.
Another cool memory I have is definitely the Starland. I mean, I've been going to the Starland since I was like 12 years old, like sneaking it, not sneaking in, buying a ticket, and like being out in the crowd and being like, man, what? I'd love to be up there on the stage. This place is so huge. There's all these people, and I just remember they were about to go, and I'm like, let me put my hand under, and somebody grabbed my hand, and yeah, exactly the same thing with the screen going up, man. It was the best. It was one of the best feelings I've ever had playing live. It was just awesome.
That was a great show.
Do a few shout outs real quick. I want to say hi to Fran, Lisa, Patty, Chris Cash, I should say, and Dennis. Well, Dennis says, hey, Bri, go Pats.
No, I don't think so. Not this weekend.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us today. We really appreciate it. Moving on to questions. We got, whoa, I'm getting attacked by the Bible over here. The band Bible, that is. I'm going to ask each one, so I'll start with John. John, what artist or band would you most like to do a show with?
Billy Currington.
Billy Currington.
On March 25th.
Where's he playing?
Mike,
Is that coming up
this?
soon?
Wait. Is he playing at the Starland? Oh, it's backwards.
Oh, it is backwards. Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully.
Good answer.
Good answer. I like that one.
How about you, Chris? Can you top that one?
On a personal note, Rodney Atkins. Rodney Atkins has a song called "I've Been Watching You,"
Oh, yeah.
and that's a very special song for my son and I. So if I got to play open for Rodney Atkins, and we got to do that, and have my son there for that, and then to have Rodney come out and do that song, that's a personal thing. That would be really cool for me.
How about you, bro?
I'd have to go with Eric Church. Every song I love, and the energy, and I actually just got the live thing he did at Red Rock, I think it was.
Where you want to play?
Oh my god! Yeah, exactly. No, I don't care where we play. We could play here with him. Absolutely outstanding. I love every song he's written. The band that he plays with is amazing. So that would be definitely somebody I would love to play with.
Nice. Well, I wouldn't mind playing with him here, but if I had a choice, it would be, Madison Square Garden or anywhere else. But if I had to pick somebody, it would be Jason Aldean, because I have more of a rock background, and he's more of a rock kind of
That would be quite
country
a double
guy.
bill.
I would really, really get into that. All the guys you named are all great choices too. I mean, I would love to see any of them. So cool.
Yep. Okay, so a little fun question here. The question is, what is your go-to meal?
Go-to meal?
Yeah, like what meal would if I could say, hey, here's a meal, what would you?
Like your last meal?
No, just
Or like your favorite?
your favorite
Absolute,
meal.
you're gonna eat something. What's your favorite thing to eat?
Absolute favorite?
Yeah, like if I could just go, hey man, here's your meal.
It's your birthday dinner. What's
There you go. Don't make it your last meal. That's a little more.
Yeah,
I was like, wow.
your birthday dinner? What's the one meal you want to have?
Chicken parmesan. Yeah.
A lot of sauce or a little bit of
No.
sauce?
Not a lot of sauce. Well done.
What kind of pasta?
Angel hair.
Angel hair.
What kind of cheese did they put on that? Is it Parmesan cheese?
Yes. No.
Mozzarella. They put some Parmesan on it.
You can sprinkle a parmesan.
All right. That's it.
Yeah.
Anything?
Nice salad.
Okay. Any choice of beverage with that?
Nice tea.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah. You think I got like this naturally?
John, what about you?
I'd have to say, give me a good steak. I don't eat steak that often, but as a go-to meal, I would say give me a nice fillet, maybe a sweet potato, a little butter,
Okay.
cold beer.
Any kind of beer in particular? I mean, if in case somebody comes to a show and they're like, "I want to buy you a beer," or "I need a beer when you're on stage."
Sam Adams.
There you go. Which one? There's like isn't there like 1,000?
Boston Lager. I don't know. Nothing crazy.
Meat and potatoes guy.
Oh,
He
it's
wants
gonna be
meat
a
and
test.
potatoes.
Meat and potatoes.
Meat and potatoes. Yeah.
All right, Mike. What do you got? What do you got?
God, I like food, as most people who know me know. So that would be tough.
Mike is the connoisseur.
I guess if I had to go, I mean, I do love a really good steak, especially grilled the right way. So a nice ribeye. I'm a ribeye steak guy. I love the marbling on it and everything. Here we go. With a baked potato, maybe a little piece of corn on the cob, and a nice cold beer, Blue Moon or something like that.
Nice.
That would be a very good meal.
Nice.
How about you, Brian? What do you eat?
You know, I told you I was debating about this.
I
'cause
know, I
love
know.
my
He
food
was
as
having a
well.
hard time
I
thinking.
was.
He knew the questions prior to
I
that.
was
still
gonna,
didn't know.
yeah, you're right. I would go with just a simple grilled chicken. I know. With some green beans.
Buttered or unbuttered?
No butter on that. That's
Jeez.
Come
and
on,
some
the butter.
No, I don't think so. And then
Butter
some
with butter.
spinach.
I agree.
And I'll take a blue moon. Sure. Cool. All right. Very exciting here though.
Yeah, no, you're.
It's Christian. Oh, it's getting late.
I guess we kind of covered this one before, but I guess. Yeah, we'll do it. What's in 2016? We were very lucky as a band. I think we accomplished a lot more than we expected to, and we're hoping 2017 will be even better.
It will be.
But what accomplishment was the one that you're most proud of in 2016?
Forming the band, getting something that opened all the doors that were open, getting the band and the product to what I heard in my head, amongst all the voices and the screaming and the yelling, to get what I always envisioned, what I always wanted here. That was my favorite thing that got done. Because I tried a long time to get this together. I've met a lot of people and almost gave up and was told that won't work, nobody listens to that, and blah, 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 blah. And I just kept thinking, no, I think they're good songs. I think they're good songs. I got to find the people that hear them and go, yeah, those are good songs. And I found them. So that's my favorite thing.
How about you, John? Need that beer now, huh?
I would have to say being played on the radio. Playing at the Starland was a thrill. Playing at the Stone Pony was a thrill. But hearing us played on the radio was definitely, I think, the biggest.
You know, I'm the third person on this question, but I would definitely echo what Chris said. You know, finding other like-minded people all on the same page. I mean, it's just so it's not easy, but it is easy. It's not easy, but it's been very easy. You know, finding people that you get along with, that you love as brothers. You know, and it's been but you know, get along with and stuff like that. And we're all going towards a similar. You know, we all want the same things. But also, you know, I had a list of all these places that I wanted us to play. I'm like, oh, I want to dream, you know, and I want these are my dreams of playing, and I'm just like checking them off. I'm checking them off, and you know, I'm going down this list. I'm like, man, I don't have too many more venues in this area that I haven't dreamed of playing. You know, it's awesome. It's just awesome that you can dream, and you accomplish what you're dreaming. It's just I have nothing. That's it, man.
It's pretty damn good.
Dream a little dream.
Pretty damn
What about
good.
you, Mike? What do you got for me?
I have to echo all of you. I mean, just being able to find friends that, you know, that end up being a band. You know,
That sounded really.
but it's the truth. I mean, you know, it's really hard today with a lot of bands. You know, it's guys that are interchangeable parts. Everybody wants to, you know, hey, you know, you got to make a living, right? So a lot of musicians are in 4, 5, 6 different projects, and
Guns for hire.
right, you don't really get to bond with anybody, and I just love the fact that, you know, I have guys right here that I consider friends and good friends, and that we get along great, we write great materials, we work well together, and it shows in what we put out, or the product we put out. The songs are all good, the shows are getting better and better, and I'm just can't wait to see what happens next.
Very cool. So, John, this is actually directed to you, John. Here's your big moment.
Uh-oh.
Here's your big moment. Where can people get American Roads music?
At the record store.
Not yet.
Tower Records. Are there any others left?
Are there any
Let's
left?
see. iTunes, Amazon, CD Baby, Spotify. What
More.
about? What about?
There's a lot more, so just say anywhere we get you download your music.
Anywhere digital music is available.
Including YouTube. Did you say that one?
I did not. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't think you can buy it there though. That's
Sorry.
the problem.
It's true.
You can can hear it.
Yeah, you
can
can
hear
hear
it.
it. Hear it, absolutely. Is my turn yours? I got number 9.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, start with Chris. Chris, actually, this is only for Chris. Really. So, Chris, what can people expect from American Road in 2017? New shows.
How much time do we have? Man.
Shows, music.
There's
How about some stuff which coming up soon?
Yeah, let's just keep it easy. We're booked to go into the studio the end of this month, January 29th. And we're going in Portrait Studios, where we recorded our EP, and working with the same production team. We're going in and record one song. We've got a song called Homebound. Again, one of those songs that just came together really quick. And perfect example we were talking about before. I heard the ending totally different than the way it ended up. I came to practice, did it, and said, okay, that's where it ends. And Brian and Mike go, no, we got to keep going. There's a whole thing after that. And I'm like, no, I really kind of hear it ending with me going, coming home. And they're like, no, right then, that's when it kicks. And I'm like, kicks? I was like, dude, let me hear what you're talking about. And we went through the song again, and we did it, and holy crap, what do you guys hear this song? We've played it live a couple times. Our fans, you guys that have seen us have heard it. But we're really excited to be going in the studio, recording that. We're going to do a photo shoot to have an album cover for the single, because we're going to release it as a single. There are plans started up to shoot a video also for it. That's how much we all believe in this song. I really think this song is going to be the one that really breaks us out and gets us mainstream a lot more so than we already are. And I'm hoping that this song is the single from, it hasn't been decided yet whether we're going to do another EP or we're going to do a full-length album to try and get out by summertime. But whatever that ends up being, this is going to be the single from that. We have another photo shoot coming up. Change all our pictures up. New T-shirts are being made. We just announced our Best American Road Fan of 2016.
And the winners were?
Winners were Chris Van Orden and Sue Fellick. And Felak, she still hasn't told me how to pronounce that, so I'll say it both ways. And the merchandise that we're putting in that for them, we're actually making it special for them, but versions of it are going to be available for everybody. That'll all be coming up. The artwork for the EP or full album name just came to me today. I was teasing Mike with it later. We're going to debut that. When that's all done, back in the studio to record. We have so many songs to choose from. Shows coming up. We got February 23rd? 18th? 18th down in Millville. We're playing a benefit. We got that. What's the other one? The Stanhope House again. We got a Stanhope House booking. This is all going to be on our Facebook page. It's starting off to be even a better year than 2016, which is going to be tough to beat because 2016 was very cool.
John, what did the two shows coming up? Not John, Brian.
Yeah.
The show in Millville, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a benefit for a.
Yeah, it's a young boy who his name's Steven. He basically ends up getting cancer. So somebody contacted me through Facebook and said, "Hey, you guys want to come down and do the show?" And so if you guys can come down to Millville, or if you want to donate a basket or money for him and his family to help get through this trying time, we would really appreciate it. I'll be glad to come by and pick up the basket or whatever you want to do. I'm not sure if he has a PayPal link yet for like payment over that way, but if you want to come to the show, that'd even be better. There's all different types of genres that are going to be there. There's going to be rock, hard rock, heavy metal, country, obviously, and I think there's even a pop, like kind of pop rock band as well. So I think there's like 8 other bands. So it's at a bar, great food there, I heard, so it should be a great time.
And they can find out more on our Facebook page, right?
Correct, yeah, on our Facebook page, and also on the website. It's going to be up on the website soon as well.
And then we're Stanhope House in April. April? Or what date that?
We're live.
I'm supposed to know these dates.
Yeah, we're playing.
all on our
We're
Facebook
playing
page.
with Madeline Smith. So
Yeah,
that's
there you go.
22nd?
Yeah, the 22nd, I think, of April. So
Yeah.
come on, there'll be tickets available for that soon. You can find that on our Facebook page as well.
Yeah, we should be getting the tickets like this week coming up. So.
So then, I guess you have that last question. Where can they find out more about us?
Yeah, sure. Where can you find more about us? Obviously, Facebook, Twitter, American RD Band. We're on Instagram, American Road. What else are we on?
AmericanRoadBand.com is the official webpage.
We're on YouTube as well. Spotify, as John said before.
Right. If you go on YouTube, you could search, just search I Dream in Country. That's the song that's up there. It was filmed at the Stone Pony. And that's good to know. Right there.
Yeah, Brian's battery's dying. Oh. Does that mean the show is canceled?
No, that means we... All right.
All right. Well, I guess we better move things along a little bit. We're
Moving right along.
We were talking about favorite bands for everybody else, everybody before. We're going to do a live performance in just a couple of seconds, so hang on. But we're going to do a segment called Album Spotlight, and this month's Album Spotlight is going to be by a band that most of us grew up listening to. It's Kiss, and the album is Destroyer. Hopefully everybody can see that there. What do you think, Chris? There you go.
So, just in case you don't remember what songs are on this killer album, we have
Turn it over.
Detroit Rock. We could have done that.
Do that too.
Detroit Rock City, King of the Nighttime World, God of Thunder, Great Expectations, Flaming Youth, Sweet Pain, Shout It Out Loud, Beth, Do You Love Me, and Rock and Roll Party. So, basically what we want you to do is we want you to give us a rating, 1 to 10, on what you would give this album as compared to other Kiss albums.
And pick their favorite song, too, right?
Yes, pick your favorite. You can pick one or two. So, John, why don't you start off?
I'll start off. I don't want any hate mail, but I was never a huge Kiss fan.
That's okay.
That's all right.
He's out.
But my favorite song by Kiss is on this record, and it's Detroit Rock City.
There we go.
So based on that, if I was rating this against other Kiss albums, I would have to give it a 10.
Wow.
That's pretty high. High praise from John, who was not a big Kiss fan.
And is that the only song you like on the album?
No.
Oh, okay. Is there another one?
You only
Shout
one.
it
I know,
out
but I'm
loud.
just trying.
Shout It
It's
Out
like,
Loud, I also
we're running out of batteries. So
I know. Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Shout
All right,
It
all
Out
right.
Loud
Shout Out
is
Loud.
second.
All right. Good. Chris.
Great songs. Phenomenal album. Probably by far my favorite Kiss album. Phenomenal cover, too.
Cover's awesome.
Oh, the cover's just amazing. Shout It Out Loud. It's it's right up there with Rock and Roll All Night as far as, a rock anthem song goes. But I think it's a better song. I think it's a better written song. There's a little more to it than Rock and Roll All Night. Not taking Rock and Roll All Night, that's a great fun song. I just think Shout It Out Loud is, in my opinion, a better song.
Good. You ever hear the discussions with Bob Ezrin and Kiss about how this album was made?
No.
He pushed them really hard to be better musicians. Yeah,
That's
he
true.
actually had a
And a
blackboard up and a whistle up during the
That's what we need.
during recordings to show them how quarter notes worked and everything else. If you get a chance, I think it's in Rolling Stone. Read the interview. It's phenomenal. The stuff that went on during this recording session.
So how about you, Mike? What do you got on this album?
You know what? I'm going to pick something a little bit different. Do You Love Me? I just love the drum beat in that, and it's and just the guitars, the way they kick in. That's probably my favorite. Although there's really not a bad song on the album. I love them all. So.
It is a great album.
And as far as rating, I put it at 9 only because I like Kiss Alive and Love Gun and Rock and Roll Over a little bit more than I like this album.
I would go with I love Shout Out Loud. I love Do You Love Me. And my favorite song though is God of Thunder. I mean, how long God of Thunder? Man.
Written by
Great.
Paul Stanley, which is the funny
That's
part.
what it says here.
Yeah, this is true. And actually, Ezra
But
wanted him to record.
Beth is one of my least favorite songs.
He's out too.
Beth, I hear you calling.
All right.
All right, so
And
I'm
that
going to
was-
give it. I give it an 8.5.
And Beth was their biggest hit.
I know, crazy.
All right, it won him a People's Choice Award.
So at the end of our fine,
Show here.
outstanding show, is we do a live performance. So if there's a band that we're interviewing, we do a live.
There's a band?
Yeah, we have a band right here.
Oh,
So here's the last song for you. We might have to cut out and then come back on. We'd love to get it.
So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll
are
be
we gonna
right
move it and go?
Yeah, we're gonna move it on. All right. All right. Hopefully it puts out last.
And then, Brian, you start off the ending. Or I will.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Practicing that trick, huh?
You guys all ready?
We're ready, man.
This is probably the first song that we all worked on. It's the one we always go to for practice. We start off with this one. It's kind of become our staple. We really thought it was going to be our single off our EP album, but then You and Our Country just kind of took off running and no one could keep up with it. This one's called, the title of the EP, I Dream in Country. I didn't quite fit in. Country's soul and the city's whole. Man, that's just a sin. I figured once I was older, I was gonna head down south, make a ride, head a little west, see what life is all about. Trading in my bus pass for a horse named Blue. You might think it's crazy, but it's what I'm gonna do. I dream of country. Every night I sleep, I dream of country. Won't you come with me? Every time I close my eyes, I dream of country. Everything's alright. Footsteps on a wooden porch, just swing out in the yard. Sound of my boy laughing, the barking of our dog. I end my days down by the lake, watch the sun go down. Bullfrog cricket symphony makes such a lovely sound. Woo! In my bed I say my prayers, thank God for all I've got. May not seem like much to you, but to me it means a lot. Rolling hills and open skies, far as I can see. I left behind that push and shove, it's a country life for me. I dream of country. Every night I sleep, I dream of country. Won't you come with me? Every time I close my eyes, I dream of country. Everything's alright. I sleep, I dream of country. Won't you come with me? Every time I close my eyes, I dream of country. Everything's alright, I dream of country. Every night I sleep, I dream of country. Won't you come with me? Every time I close my eyes, I dream of country. Everything's alright. Thank you guys for spending the night with us. Hope you enjoyed Mike and Brian's show on the meter every month. Check it out.
If you enjoyed this episode, we'll be back next month for our very special guest,
Tell your friends.
Chris Badami from Portrait Studios.
I know him.
You do?
It's awesome.
And coincidentally enough, that's where we're recording our new song.
Coincidence?
Maybe. I think not. So we're going to be going to Chris's studio, Portrait Studios, in lovely Pequannock, New Jersey, and where he's going to give us a tour and talk to us about what bands need to do to be prepared to go into the studio.
And so just mark this date on your calendar. February 22nd, I believe, is the date. On a Wednesday night, 8 p.m., same time. We'll be coming to you live from Portrait Studios. See you guys all then. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great night.